episode number 3 of my podcast called Work in Progress. If you guys don't know what it is, go find me on Spotify and iTunes. I have a very special guest today, Mr. Pablo Espinosa de los Monteros. Straight from Mexico City. He's here with us, and we're going to talk about his story. If most of you guys don't know him, do yourself a favor and follow him on social media. Okay? Pablo.
Well, thank you, man. What's going on? Thank you for having me here, man. It's such an honor. My name is Pablo Rivera Espinosa de los Monteros. That's a long-ass name. A.K.A. Paul Spines in America.
Paul.
You remember that? It's an inside
Paul
joke that
Spines.
we have over there. And I'm a professional image consultant or a perception specialist, as I like to call myself, right? But if you would like to label me with a tag and, with something professional, I'm an image consultant. That's what I studied. That's what I've dedicated my life for over the past decade towards the study of image, communication, and perception. But of course, like everybody else, we're more than the job that we do, right? So I'm also, a very spiritual person. If you just follow me on my social media, you'll see a bunch of weird pictures of me hugging trees, talking to the grass. When I started doing this, when I became an image consultant, I did it because I realized that I didn't fit in, right? I was like the black sheep of the family. And I was like the misfit, like I couldn't find my place with no one. I wasn't part, when I was studying, I wasn't part of the popular people, of the popular group. I wasn't part of the non-popular, of the losers or anything like that. So I was always like in between. And that always fascinated me. Like, okay, where the fuck do I fit in? I didn't understand my place in the world and in society. And like everyone else, right, wanting to understand yourself, you want to fit in. So I fell into the trap of becoming like everybody else. I lost myself in the process and I felt miserable. So then I said, wait a second, there's got to be something where I can, in quotes, be myself. And I say in quotes because now brother, that's bullshit, right? Saying to be yourself, that's stupid. Back in the day, way back in the day, I was saying, okay, how can I be myself and be accepted? And even if I don't belong in these, mainstream groups, how can I make it happen? How can I make people like me? And that's where I started to study communication. And from there, image consulting, which the actual name of this or for this is Imagology, which is the scientific study of image, right? Image. And most people don't know this, but image, what does image mean, right? Image means communication plus perception or perception plus communication, whatever you wish to call it. It doesn't alter the result. So slowly I started developing myself and I started to realize how much of an impact you can create through the words that you say, through the way that you present yourself, through the colors, through the little things that you wear, pocket square here, maybe the facial hair, maybe this, maybe that, through the way, body language. And I was fascinated by that, brother. I was, damn, I'm onto something. So I just went through it super intense. Like, okay, I want to learn everything about this. Everything. I want to dedicate my life to this. And that's how it all started. And from there, of course, like everyone else, like, our group, BC, you, and all the people that we hang around with, we don't stop at just one thing. We learn one thing that makes us better. And it's just the beginning of the rabbit hole. You begin to realize, oh, there's more to it. Wow. So the gateway, if that makes sense, the first door that allowed me to become the best version of myself was fashion, my love towards fashion and style, but applied onto communication and entrepreneurship and business and relationships. So I said, how can I apply this and how can I learn more to apply it to everyday life instead of just being the guy that dresses sharp? Instead of being like, oh yeah, that guy looks good. I wanted more. And that led me to where I am right now, man.
Great, man. That's a great story, and that's a summary because a lot of people that know Pablo, we know his, I guess, other side of the story, right? But
Yeah.
you're talking about communication and image. So, at what point in your life do you learn that they're they complement each other, right? You see that you're talking about image on one side, you're talking about communication on the other side. And I remember you saying this because I've been to a few of your events, saying that no, you can be a good-looking motherfucker, right? And you can dress sharp, but if you don't communicate, you're not being congruent, right? And
Yeah.
same the other way around. Now you can be the best speaker in the room, but if you dress like a fucking homeless person, more than likely, at least at the beginning, people won't even look at you. And that's, I mean, I don't know if you can elaborate a little more on that.
Yes, of course, absolutely, man. Uh, there's so much that can be said about that, man. There's so much because it's a science. I mean, people don't understand that this is actually a science. You know, if you study what imagology is, you'll see that it's a new branch of science, the scientific study of perception, and it's no small thing. I mean, you're talking about perception, man, dude. That's huge. So, at what point did I realize that this ties in with life, not just clothes? When I started implementing, through action, through massive action, like everything else in life, you begin to implement the things that you're learning on books, on seminars, on lectures with mentors, and you apply it and you see that this actually works. You reap the benefits from it. So I said, wow, so this actually is legit. It's not just fugazi, whatever, right? This actually works. So that's when I started learn. I started asking. I wonder if there's more. Okay, I just learned that if I present myself neat, good in what society perceives as good, right? Because now I destroyed that. But back in the day, I was like, okay, people perceive you being professional if you wear a suit. There's no denying that. No matter what you do, no matter how much tattoos, no matter how big your mustache is, if you wear a suit, if you're a man, right, or if you wear certain outfits as a woman, you'll always be perceived as an authority and as someone, as a professional, good person. So I said, okay, now I've proved the point that this works. Now I wonder if there is more. So my thirst for knowledge, that's always been like the what how you say the pattern throughout my life. My
Mhm.
thirst for expansion. I never settle. I never settled for, oh, I made it. I could just sit back and enjoy, just watch the flowers grow. No, I always know that there's gotta be more. I always want to know fashion and style is communication. It's another branch of communication or another form of communication, non-verbal communication. And I believe that non-verbal communication is way more powerful than actual words. Don't get me wrong, words are magical. They are spells, right? Abracadabra, I create what I speak. They are magnificent. If you learn about speech patterns, if you learn about conversational hypnosis, if you learn about uh, you know the rhythm and the tonality, you're going to be a beast. There's no denying that. However, if you implement or if you had to choose between nonverbal communication and verbal communication, I would choose nonverbal communication 100%.
Why?
Because why? Yeah, because you're speaking to the subconscious mind, brother. You're
Okay.
speaking to the subconscious mind. There's so many things going on non-verbally that your conscious mind cannot comprehend the whole message in one sit down, right?
Hmm.
I mean, if I say words, yeah, you can be a fast talker, you can be a phenomenal salesman, and you're talking blah 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 blah, right? Blah, 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 and people are like, yeah, but they're still trying to catch up. They are still consciously listening to you. Non-verbally, they don't even know what the fuck is happening. They don't understand, but it's happening. However, they don't know that this color is subliminally making them do stuff. It's kind of sneaky. It's manipulative. But again, I said, you know, I remember when I started doing this, most people were telling me, well, aren't you using them? Aren't you being manipulative? You know, that's being mean. That's being wrong. And I said, well, you know, it depends. It's like a gun. It depends on the person that is using the gun. Right? The
Of
gun is
course.
just a gun. It's the same thing. These are tools. So I understood that image, style, fashion, non-verbal communication overall, body language, it's communication. And it's a form of communication that most people uh, uh, very rarely pay attention to. They want to learn the words, right? Even in sales, oh, I want to learn the right word. I want to learn the speech, the how do you call it, the, you know, but
Script.
you don't know the script. Yeah, the script.
Script. Yeah.
I
Hmm.
want to know the script. I want to learn all the words so that I can close that deal. Or even in seduction, I want to know what to say to that woman so that I can get her or him, whatever.
Yeah.
And
You're,
you know, because it's so subtle, I think most people, they just say like, you know, get whatever. You know, it's like, ah, man, it's not important, man. Who cares what you wear? You know, like whatever. The words, no, no, no. So this goes to or ties into what I say now, my message, which is it's the unseen that makes you more powerful. The unseen, the subtle changes, the devil is in the details, right? It's the little things that people don't even pay attention to. If you learn how to tap into that and expand it and work on that, you'll pretty soon become a master, a weapon, you know, someone unstoppable, because that ties into everything. You know, nonverbal communication applies to sales, applies to business, applies to relationships, applies to even yourself, how you perceive yourself, right? Even this ties in with confidence and self-esteem, because you can say a lot of affirmations, which is, yeah, I'm beautiful, I'm successful, I'm abundant. You can say it and say it and say it. However, it's more powerful if you notice a shift in the way that you, in your posture.
Mhm.
That will actually create a different chemistry within your body than the actual words. So if you just shift your posture, you will create more dopamine, serotonin, or different chemicals within your body that will make you believe the person that you're trying to embody. So I understood that. I was like, wow, this is so wonderful and marvelous, man. If I just walk in a specific way, not only do I change me, myself individually, but it creates a ripple effect on others as well. So this is super powerful. And again, man, I believe that most people don't pay attention to this because it's subtle, because it's unseen, and they want to see the fireworks. If I tell them, hey, wear a blue suit, they're like, whatever. But if I tell them, say these exact words, say this spell, and you'll get the commission, and they'll be like, oh, I want to learn the commission, because it's more seen, right? So it's more conscious, if that makes sense, man.
yeah, I get it, bro. And definitely, here with BC, we learn a lot every day, right? We come with non-verbal cues, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we call, or mainly when we door knock, when we face to face on people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I wanted to ask you about something that you said, right? You said, yeah, you wear a suit. People take you as professional, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I rarely wear a suit, and the reason why is because when I do versus when I don't. Yes, you're right. People, at least at first, people treat you different, but then also it comes to the point that you have to wear what you're comfortable with, right? If you don't feel comfortable and wearing a suit, like people can tell a lot easier. This guy has never worn a suit. This is the first time he's worn it, and he's not him. Like he had the tie all the way up here, and you can talk. That's me. I don't wear ties most of the time. When I wear a suit, I don't wear a tie for the same reason. I can't breathe. I'm like choking, and I have enough appointments now for me to realize that no ties for me. So yeah, bro, it's the nonverbal cues are great, and yes, the scripts are somehow important, but
Right, right.
I'm gonna say that. it's not really what you say, but how you say it and how you present yourself. Correct?
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to add something to what you said, because in one way it is partly true what you said. I mean, you have to
Mm-hmm.
always respect your essence, and that's why us
Mm-hmm.
image consultants, we understand that essence is a big word. You know, you just said, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a type person. How do you know? You know, have you actually taken the studies of not to get to know your style, to get to know your temperament, to get to know yourself? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I don't know. But me as an image consultant, I become your confidant. I become your psychologist. All right. I need to know everything about you so that I don't break that essence. And together we understand you, so that if you truly are not a suit person, maybe you are a creative style. You know, there are 7 different styles. I will not get too deep into that, but there are different universal archetypes. That's
Mm-hmm.
the how you say it. And traditional being one of them. That's the suit guy. That's the more, like the word says, traditional type of person.
Mm-hmm.
However, a creative or a dramatic like myself, we shift the whole game. All right, so you own your own style, but that's talking on a different level. That's a certain level of mastery. You first have to take the first steps. All right, because it's like learning a script. There's no denying that scripts work. They do work. How you say it and the words do work. Now, I think most people, they want to take the shortcut, right? They don't want to take the first steps because they've heard from so many different people that well, Mark Zuckerberg, he's a super millionaire. He doesn't wear a suit. You know, fuck you, man. Telling me to wear a suit, will telling me to look good. Yeah. But you're jumping way ahead. You know, you first have to learn how to walk to then learn how to fucking jog and then how
Run.
to run. You know, yeah, that's Mark Zuckerberg, and that there's a reason behind all that. But you first learn the first steps. You know, don't. You have to don't miss the first steps. All right. That being said, I would rather be being perceived, because this is manipulation of perception. Again, I would rather be being accepted in a business situation. I would rather be accepted to get my commission than presenting myself and, in quotes, being real, being fuck all you motherfuckers. You know, I'm a person that cusses a lot. I cuss all the time. But if there's maybe, you know, I don't know if you know about this, but I was teaching meditation for certain people in hospitals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you know, if I'm invited to do a seminar to a hospital or to a kindergarten to kids or something like that, I'm not gonna jump in there and be like, "What's up, motherfuckers? Y'all better step the fuck up with your stuff, you bitch asses." I'm not gonna do that.
Of
There's
course.
something called learning the needs of your target audience. So I would much rather tailor myself to the needs of my audience. Now, is that being fake? Is that being real? That's entirely up to you. Do you know yourself first and foremost? If you do, how about being flexible? You know yourself. However, if every now and then you have to wear a suit, who cares? You put your own flavor into it. You know, you don't have to be like the rest of the people because you own the style. You own the suit. I'm wearing the suit, but wait a second. Instead of wearing a tie, look, I'm wearing this. Right? It's different. So that's that's like the cherry. That's like the salt bay, right? You add up your own flavor. So I remember the first thing that I said when I was, I jumped into the TV. I was interviewed on national TV here in Mexico City, because it was very disruptive, the message that I was saying. I was saying, all you idiots that say to be yourself, don't be yourself. You don't even know who the fuck you are. You might as well be a piece of shit and you say, be yourself. I don't wear a suit. I don't wear this. I don't wear that. I want to be comfortable. Hell no. Hell no. First learn. Comfort is the number one killer of dreams. Why the fuck would you want to be comfortable?
Yep. You're
Right?
right.
What's wrong with being a little bit uncomfortable? And comfort or comfort clothes, it's a matter of perspective. I'm super comfortable wearing suits. I'm super comfortable wearing jogs as well, joggers or wearing sweatpants. It's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of expanding your perception, of realizing that it's up to you. Maybe people have a narrative, they have a story on the in the back of their heads that it's running again and again and again. Like, I'm not the type of person that wears sweatpants. You'll never, hey, Adolfo, you'll never see me wearing sweatpants, and that's wrong. Every now and then I'll wear sweatpants, just as you every now and then you'll wear suits and ties. So it's being more flexible. It's understanding that instead of being so rigid with yourself in quotes, you'll fall down pretty quickly. If you're a very rigid person, be like, yes, this is who I am, and no one will change me. I'll never change. Fuck all you motherfuckers. It's more strong, the material that is flexible. I always give the example of an earthquake. If you see a very strong building that is very rigid, not flexible at all, it's the first thing that will fall on an earthquake. However, if you see or if you build a structure with materials that are flexible, that move with the flow of the movement of the earth, that building will not fall. It'll adjust to the movement of the earth. So that's how I see myself, and that's why you see subtle changes in my passion, especially now, right? Being in quotes a shaman. I don't call myself a shaman, but being in the spiritual path. I wear capes. I wear certain garments that are from indigenous people, and that doesn't change me at all. I know my essence. So once you know your essence, that's why it's critical and fundamental to get to know yourself. Because once you know yourself, you don't have to explain. You don't have to do any explaining on why you're wearing a suit or a tie or not, or a hat, or why you have a mustache or not. It makes sense. In other words, you become congruent. And that's the key word. That's the goal that I'm looking for with myself and with my clients. For you to become congruent with what you think, what you say, and how you express it. Because after this, I'll pass it back to you, man. You said something that I didn't respond to, which was, you can be the best person in the world, right? You can be the best person, the best salesman, the best realtor, that you are the person that actually the clients need. You can help them, right? Or maybe you see you want to have a relationship and you are the best candidate to be in that relationship. But if you present yourself incongruently, they're not going to pay attention to you, right? They're not going to pay attention to us. Now, you can be the best presented person. You can dress very sharp, or you can dress very accordingly to the needs of the audience. But if you don't have it inside, you'll just be a bullshitter, a fake person, which is what we see a lot with social media, right? People just presenting the shell, but inside of that shell, there's nothing. It's empty. So it's a balance, man. It's a balance that I always say. It's the balance between being and showing who you are. There's power in that. And I think most people just shy away from showing their true self because they have been conditioned to believe that, oh, you must be humble. You don't want to get a lot of attention. Don't be too proud about yourself. Don't show off. Don't show off your skills and this and that. So that's why we are indoctrinated to look down, to be like, oh, yes, hell no. If I have certain skills, I will show them up. Not only do I have them within me, and I know that I have them, but I also portray them on the outside because it makes sense. As within, so is without. This is a fundamental law of the universe. If you study the emerald tablets from Hermes, you'll see this is beyond fashion, right? This as within is without, and as without is within. Once I understood that, I said, okay, I see myself as a very professional human being, but other people don't know that. So if as without is within, if they see me like a piece of shit, people will not take their time to get to know you, man. Who's ever done that? Let's be real for a second, right? Who takes their time just to get to know every person that they interact with? Every single person that you come across with. you're gonna be like, hey, tell me your story. I really want to get to know you. No, you're in a hurry. You're always busy with your own life, with your own goals. So you don't have the time to be like, no, man, if you look like shit, you probably are shit. I don't want to speak to you. You know, I don't resonate with you. That's the power. The problem is that most people misuse this power, man. Again, it's like a gun. Guns are not evil. The people using the guns are evil. Or like money. You know, oh, money is the root of all evil.
You-
Hell no, money is perfect. But the people using the money, right? Maybe they're pieces of shit. It's the same thing with your fashion, with your image. So it's not that uh, 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 there's nothing wrong with looking and being, you know, looking for the part. There's this. I mean, I can go on and on, man, because this goes way back into the evolutionary communication. You know, this we judge others. That's how we evolved as a species, as a society. You know, we didn't have the time to assess people. We had to make very quick decisions, and that's still within our DNA. You know, you assess the person based on their nonverbal communication, and you subliminally, subconsciously, you accept them or reject them subconsciously, man. That's why I said this is way more powerful than conscious communication, because I can say a bunch of different shit. I can be a pure bullshitter and just sell smoke. I'll be like blah blah blah
Wow.
blah 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 blah. But subliminally, you always get the cues, like you said. That person is full of shit, you know, because he looks uncomfortable wearing the suit, whatever, you know. There are certain subliminal nonverbal cues that you send out, and people get them all the time, man. So yeah, this is very important, man. And
Yeah,
as
bro,
you were
and
saying,
I
I love
know. Yeah, I can tell, right now. I know you can keep going and going and going, and
it.
probably this recording is gonna stop at some point. But hey, I
Yeah,
appreciate all the information you're giving us, brother. But there's a couple things that I wanted to bring up, right? You said,
yeah.
first of all, the money is, well, at least a lot of people say money is the root of all evil, which we know is not true. I know Brian, the BC's talked about that. And unfortunately, most of the people that say this, people with no money, right? You're never going to hear someone who has money saying this, right? Ever, ever.
Exactly.
And I've come across those people a lot. Okay. Now, the second thing is, and this could be related because there is a Latino community, right? Uh, you've been from Mexico, maybe been from Peru, and living in LA. We're being told since we're little, to be quiet, don't stand out, kind of. So they kind of give you that mentality that you should kind of be shy in a way and don't bring out your true self. But since we've been conditioned since we're little, we grew up with that mentality, and I did. And I did. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't, for all the changes that I've gone through the years, right? Good and bad. I would never see myself like in front of the camera like this, recording a podcast, talking with someone, hours away from here, being on this team here with Brian Casella. I mean, I would have never thought that I would be doing this, but it just gets those moments that you go through that make you uncomfortable because I've been there so many times. It's that make you the person that you are. And on top of that, you're always looking for more, as you said, right? Actually, and this may sound funny, but I look for those moments that make me uncomfortable because I know that they make me grow as a person. That's why I quit all my jobs that I had because it's the same bullshit over and over. I get tired of the same. You being told what to do, what to say, at what time to eat, what time to clock in, what time to clock out. I'm like, bro, I'm still working. I got here. Here's almost
Yeah,
7. I got here at 8 a.m. I'm still working.
yeah.
So, and doesn't mean that I work less or work more. It's just I do whatever I want with my time.
Do you enjoy it?
So, I enjoy it. I wouldn't be here otherwise. I would probably be home like watching Netflix and eating chips.
That's awesome, man. That's badass. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That
bro.
that
So,
from the bottom of my heart, that's exactly what I want for everyone. I want people to have what you have, man, and to exude that confidence, right? I think that's why you do what you do. That's why you have this podcast, and that's why I have my own podcast. That's why we share videos, because we want to share our experiences and our knowledge to other people so that they can ignite their own fire within themselves, right? Because we
exactly.
know, you and I know that they have fire. They have all they need is a spark, and us. by portraying that level of confidence and not giving a fuck and being, in quotes, ourselves, and sharing this and putting ourselves out there on the line, being uncomfortable. We know that that's where growth is. And we're paving the road for other people to come and follow us and do it, go and do likewise. They're like, hey man, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but you can make it as well. You know, you have it within you as well. And I believe that's why we do what we do, man.
Yeah, and that's exactly that's what I tell people. Look, if I was able to do something like this, whatever is going live on Instagram, doing a podcast, doing real estate, doing very well in my first year of real estate. I guess interviewing someone now like you and Brian. If I can do it, unless you're como dicen mudo or you can't
Yeah.
hear, and even then, like you're gonna find out a way to do it. All right, and if you need help, and there's a couple new agents in the office that need help, and they come to me. I don't have 100% of the answers, but guess what? I'll find out, and I tell them
Yeah.
based on my experience. So yeah, bro, that's
In,
this has been
in other
great.
words, in other words, for the Latino community, te estás haciendo bien pendejo. You're making excuses. Te estás haciendo bien pendejo.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. So what else? Oh, so I was just taking notes what you were saying. So I wanted to ask you.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
So
I
you
can't
were
wait.
talking about being congruent, and I grew up, I guess, a shy person. I used to label myself as a shy person. I wasn't able to talk to people until, I had to put myself out there. And it's the first sales job that I had was door knocking, right? I lost a little bit of fear there. And when I saw the money coming in and what I was able to do for me and my family. Uh, but the question is this: what's the first step for someone who wants to, I guess, become congruent with no between their communication and their fashion and their essence?
Perfect. Yeah. The way that I say it is, what's the first step to become the best version of yourself, right? Because
Exactly.
that's my motto. That's my slogan. The slogan. It's not about being yourself. It's about being whoever you are, but just the best of it. Right? Whoever you are, it's okay, but bring the best of it, right?
Exactly.
What's the first step? The first step is being angry. Actually, that's the first step. You've had it. Like, I don't want this bullshit anymore. Because a lot of people just they comply. What's the word? They get accustomed to it, to the
Uh,
bullshit. They're like, well, at least I have food on the table. Yeah, but you're eating fucking Cheetos.
they're like
But you could be
complacent,
eating
you mean?
something very good, right? You could be buying quality food. Well, at least I have a roof over my head. Yeah, but it's a shitty apartment where you can have more. You have way more potential, right? So I think the first step is get angry at yourself, because first and foremost, and ultimately, basically, you are responsible for your own life, right? Getting outside of that victim mentality, of that neediness, of being like, oh, I need someone to save me. I need the Lord or Savior Jesus to come and save me and drag me out of my
Trump.
fucking couch and give me a job. Hell no, that's not gonna happen. And you need to stop complaining. Well, it's the president, it's coronavirus. That's why I don't have a job. It's like, no, 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 no. So the first step is getting angry at yourself. Be like, man, I've had it. I hate my fucking life, and I know that I was built to do something more. So the first step is that, because through anger, and this, I mean, we can ties to so many different things, which is controlling your emotions. Once you control your emotions, you use them. You're not being used by them. And what I mean by this is, you can use anger as a leverage, as a catapult, because what happens when you're angry? You get very active. You want to throw shit up. You want to fuck shit up. You get active. There's a rush of adrenaline within your body. Imagine if you can take that same energy and create something like door knocking, like, searching for a job, like talking to people, or something different, you know. If you keep doing the things that you're doing, you'll keep getting the same motherfucking results. Everyone knows this, however not everyone applies it. So what else can you do different? One thing, pick one level, one aspect of your life that you want to change, and begin to do it slowly, progressively. Most people begin with themselves, which is what they're supposed to do, right? With their image, which is why I'm kind of the first step, the first stepping stone, my image work, because you get to know yourself, you work on your self-confidence, your self-esteem, you build yourself up so that you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Whatever it is that you want to do, you own it. It's like you're putting on the Superman cape and you're like, I got this, man. No one can stop me. Based on your self-perception. Because the way you see yourself will permeate everything in life, right? So the first step is getting angry, and I guess if I can give a second step, right? Because I go on and on and on. I love talking about this, man. If I can give a second step, would be work on your self-perception, right? How you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, your own values, your own skills. If you see yourself as, like, again, like you said, maybe a shy person, maybe you're not going to do a lot of things that you could be doing because you're like, no, I don't see myself doing that. Or if you have a very low opinion of yourself, you know, you'll be like, you find out a mentor, and that mentor tells you, hey, do A, B, C, and you'll get the result that you want. But you're like, I don't see myself as that, man. So work on your self-perception, because how you see yourself is the most important thing that will follow you throughout the rest of your life. So get angry and then work on your self-perception.
Get angry. That's the goal, guys. I need to get angry on myself again. All right. I never been
Yeah.
like crazy angry like that, but I was just tired of being broke. So I
Yeah.
figured, and I would change things. And no, Joe, before we wrap this up, you mentioned something about, yeah, get away from being shy. And I started thinking, right, why was I a shy person? And it was because I was conditioned to think in a way that I had to give a fuck about what other people think.
Mm.
And I was always wondering what my neighbor was gonna say, what my friend was gonna say, or what my teacher was gonna say, or the person on the other side of the screen was gonna say. Um, until I stopped caring because as I keep having these conversations with everyone that I know, and you start being more aware, right?
Yeah.
You start seeing that people don't really people are more worried about themselves
Totally.
than work. They don't even have not saying that they don't have time, but they're more worried about themselves than thinking about what other people have to say. Now, if someone's coming to this live and talking shit, like I don't give a fuck. There's something wrong with them, right? Because what we're doing here, we're helping people as much as we can, giving free information. And if you don't want to take it, that's on you. I don't care. That doesn't affect me, right? So,
Exactly.
guys, that's it. I know Pablo. Do you have anything to say? How can people reach you for your services, Mr. Style Systems?
Yeah, of course. Well, to wrap it up, to give you my last thoughts on this is, yeah, man, aren't we all, what you just said, aren't we all indoctrinated into being someone that we're not through the media, through entertainment? Realize this. That's why I say get angry, and not get angry like a rant. It's more of a get passionate, to ignite the fire within. Because yes, we have been lied throughout our entire lives, man. The moment we're born, we're giving a label of who we're supposed to be. Right? You're supposed to be a good Christian. You're supposed to be a good Mexican. You're supposed to be a good Peruvian. And what the fuck, man? I'm a free human being, so that's what I mean being angry. I'm like, no, I'm my own person, and I will develop my own self. So we must take back control of ourselves, so to then get control over our reality, because it all begins with the self. All right. That's the
Right.
main goal. And then last but not least, don't, like I said, you know, us entrepreneurs like you and myself, we don't stop at one subject. We were talking about certain different things, but try to expand for your audience, right? For the people that are listening to this, try to expand
Mhm.
not only with the physical self, not only with the mindset, but also emotionally and also spiritually, which is also something that you have been witnessing with my own work, man. Spiritually as well,
Mhm.
to be connected with all these different parts, to become a fully developed human being, to be, how would you say it, complete, to be the complete package, right? That's the ultimate goal. That's what I do. So you can follow me on social media at Pablo Mentor, or you can go to pablomentor.com, and that's it, man.